Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and it's time to take another look at Google's latest flagship, the Pixel 2 XL. This was released back in October, so I'd like to revisit it, talk about my experiences with this device over time, wear and tear, and even how I need to actually get a replacement for my Pixel 2 XL. Let's get started. In terms of wear and tear and design, overall it has held up very well so far. Of course, this is the Penguin Edition. I say that because of the orange button along with the black and white accents. But I want to take a close look at some minor cosmetic things in terms of the device. Looking at the back, in the right lighting, you can see some small hairline scratches, which aren't anything out of the ordinary. That's expected on just about every phone. Moving up to the back, that black part is very definitely a fingerprint magnet. But other than that, if you look at it at the right light, you can notice those little scratches, but that's really just about it. I did drop the device, and you'll notice on the corner just a little bit of wear, and that's about it. And that was specifically because I dropped the device, so it chipped the paint just a little bit. Overall, that's about it for cosmetic issues. The front speakers have held up just fine. Yes, it does collect a little bit of dust and dirt occasionally, but it's very easy to clean out. I've had no issues with things collecting in there. Also worth mentioning, personally, after using the Pixel 2 and switching over to the Pixel 2 XL, the Pixel 2 XL is just so much better to look at aesthetically with the minimal bezels. If that matters to you, you'll see they both do have front-firing speakers. However, way less bezels on the Pixel 2 XL and just a better multimedia experience with the bigger display. However, the backs are very similar to look at. You'll see I do have the white Pixel 2, but when you do look at the device from the front, which you're going to be doing most of the time, easily prefer the Pixel 2 XL. If you caught my previous videos on the Pixel 2 XL, I did mention a bit of a blue tint to the display when you looked at it from an angle, and originally I thought this was going to be a big issue for me, but it turns out, I don't know if it was just me getting used to it, but I also generally look at the display directly on. So I usually don't see that blue shift, and mainly on white screens is where it's noticeable, and I will notice it occasionally, but it hasn't been as pressing of an issue as I thought it was going to be. Still a little unfortunate that this display has that problem. And a couple things the Pixel 2 XL is missing: wireless charging, which is okay. You do need a glass back at the moment to have wireless charging, so they went with kind of a design difference as opposed to having a glass back. And then, of course, no expandable storage. I jump into storage. I'm already getting close to that limit, 82% used. So luckily I have 6.8 gigs of photos and videos on the specific device, so I can offload those to Google Photos, which should give me a little bit more space and tide me over for a little bit longer. And of course the big thing, why do I need a replacement for my Pixel 2 XL? And that is because I can't listen to music with headphones anymore. Strange enough, obviously it doesn't have a headphone jack, which is still upsetting. That is kind of something that still turns me off from devices, is the fact that it doesn't have a headphone jack. But with that aside, when using the dongle, I can't use headphones. They just don't work. For some reason, occasionally it might input some sound, but then it just stops working altogether. And I've tried different dongles. I've tried different headphones. It wasn't any of those. So I went on customer support. Kind of want to give you guys my experience with the customer support, considering that's something you might have to encounter. I'm not mad that the headphone jack stopped working at all. I was just more interested to see how their support was going to handle the situation. And long story short, they handled it very well. Essentially, since the device is under warranty, Google has an advanced replacement system, and within 3 days, I'm going to get the device tomorrow, actually, a replacement device, and then I'll transfer everything over, factory reset, and send this back to them. So it's a really great policy, a great system that Google has in place. The customer service rep was very kind and let me know that she was getting married to someone named Tim as well. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw that. So again, good job Google on replacing the device. I will say it is a bummer that the headphone jack doesn't work. It's strange because charging works, but just listening to music doesn't, which is fine as long as you guys fix the issue, which they did. So good job, Google. And of course, like always, worth mentioning, the Pixels get the software updates first from Google, straight from Google, no manufacturer. No carrier issues. You just go to system, and now you can actually just go to system update and check for update, and that's actually starting to work, where if there is an update pushed out, it will actually pop up. Before, it was kind of almost like a placeholder, and it just got pushed to your device whenever Google wanted to. But if you do notice, latest version, Android 8.1.0 Oreo on the latest security patch, March 5th, 2018, and I will say these Pixels are becoming more and more enticing due to the lack of updates that other manufacturers are doing. Cough, cough. any big phone manufacturer out there, they're lagging way behind on getting their phone on the latest version of Android. A feature I want to revisit is the squeeze function, and they haven't added any customizability to it other than it opening up the Google Assistant, which works how it should, works very well. I will make note that I've had to play around with the sensitivity a decent amount. So if I go to settings, gestures, active edge, you'll see you can have squeeze for your assistant on or off, allow when screen is off, and squeeze for silence. So you can silence your alarms, timers, incoming calls. That's pretty much it. So the sensitivity was what I had to mess around with, and I finally found the sweet spot. I had to keep bumping it up because I would accidentally squeeze the phone just a little bit too hard. So at the moment, the second from highest firm squeeze is what I have to have mine at. Yours might be different, but luckily it's not on the highest. I would be a little upset if I had to go all the way up to the most firm squeeze, just so I don't have any accidental squeezes anymore. But it is a great function, and I hope they keep that on future Pixel devices. I do want to quickly mention battery life has been extremely consistent. I consistently get through the day and then some. It's over 5 hour screen on time, which is definitely above average for me. Still one of the best battery life phones out there. Not the top spot, but definitely up there. And yes, of course, as everyone knows, the Pixel 2 XL has an amazing camera. I said this in my review. I've said it time and time again with pictures I've posted. One of the best out there still. So after this amount of time, it's still one of the best out there. Their post-image processing with that HDR mode just works so well, and really is going to be pitted up against these future flagships that are starting to roll out now. There's also Google Lens on the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL. However, that is going to start rolling out to other phones soon. So essentially what happens is you snap a quick picture. If you go to it, you're going to notice this icon pop up, and it's going to analyze the image and give you some feedback. You'll see it doesn't work necessarily with just everything you take pictures of. I found for me, the biggest time to use it was when I took pictures of specific buildings when I was on vacation, and it was able to actually identify the specific ones I took pictures of in case I forgot. It's also able to just read specific text, so when I took a picture of YouTube, it should know there's YouTube. I'm not exactly sure what's popping up, but needless to say, it's not where it needs to be at the moment, but it will take time. The more people that start using it, the more the machine learning is going to get it. Even artwork, just random pictures, it's going to get a lot better. Anyways, that is it. I hope you enjoyed my revisited video on the Pixel 2 XL. If you did, be sure to click that thumbs up button. I have lots more coverage coming, comparisons. I have the Galaxy S9 coming in, so definitely be sure to click that subscribe button. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.